um, it's the end of the day. So I don't know, 10:30 or 11 o'clock, whatever. And watching some videos, doing some things, watching some videos, more or less listening to them. With the bombing in Syria and the things going on with Trump, a lot of people are talking about it's the end of the world, Armageddon starting, get prepped, it's the New World Order, it's everything. And I was like reading a lot of comments, looking at it, and I got kind of a different take on it. I don't know how many people remember back when the Soviet Union fell apart. Things started getting a decent relationship with Russia after the Soviet Union fell and Russia was freestanding on its own. George Bush did a speech in which he said we've got a new period of peace and prosperity coming, and there's a new world order. And every religious person I know freaked out because, okay, we're going into that 7-year period when there's peace and prosperity, the mark of the beast comes along, the temple is built, the Antichrist is established, and then at the end of that 7 years, everything goes off the rails. And that's when the tribulation actually starts. And maybe Trump is a lot of things. I don't think there's too much that people didn't know about him if they actually thought about it when he announced that he was running for president. Everybody knew he had a lot of girlfriends. Everybody knew he was married a few times. Everybody knew he had a bunch of kids. Everybody knew he had everything made out of gold. Everybody knew he was a little bit, kind of a crazy guy. But me and Elvis were talking about it. And long story shortened up a bit. Trump's been doing things kind of without any warning. Everybody's kind of scared. He's kind of scared the bejesus out of everybody. If Russia and China and everybody doesn't respond, we may end up going into that 7 years of peace and prosperity and relative peace in the world. But I can guarantee the next person who runs for president of the United States and gets it is not going to scare the hell out of anybody. And any animosity stored up is going to explode. So, yeah, maybe this is end times prophecy fulfilling. But we're not heading into Armageddon tomorrow. If somebody told me to make a guess, I'd say probably 7 or 8 years. Because we got 7 years of peace and prosperity while the temple's built. Maybe they'll get it done, maybe not. The Antichrist is known and becomes the most popular guy in the world. The mark of the beast will be introduced, but it won't be forced until the tribulation. And it'll be interesting. But I won a lot of arguments with Jehovah's Witnesses that I knew, that I'm good friends with. They're very, very learned people when it comes to the Bible. Don't know if I agree with everything they say, but they, they're pretty devout. But they, so, peace and prosperity. And I said, yeah, well, we're in good shape then, because we got little wars going all over the place. There was stuff going on in the former Yugoslavia. There was genocides going on in Africa. The Chinese were bashing heads in Tibet and Burma. So it wasn't some peace and prosperity. The world was peaceful. Some people made money, some people didn't. But the fact of the matter is that there definitely was no peace. And Africa more or less has settled down. If peace comes to the Middle East, that's the biggest hot spot that'll settle down. We build our embassy in Jerusalem, we're going to piss off everybody. But nobody's going to do anything if they think Trump will drop a nuke on their head on a whim. So there's a pretty good chance. So anyway, I'm not saying don't be prepared, don't prep. There's still snowstorms, there's still earthquakes, there's still fires, there's still everything else that could happen every day. Still floods. My family is in New Jersey. There was, the highway shut down because of flooding. So, be prepared for anything. But don't lose sleep over the rapture or the tribulation or anything, because we got a little bit of time left, I think. But anyway, that's what I think. That's what Elvis agrees. He agrees with me most of the time. And that's my thoughts for the day. Y'all have a good night.